Hello everyone! I'm Joyce and welcome to my 7-day physical exercise journey. Throughout this week, I challenge myself to stay active, build strength, and improve my endurance. Let me take you through what I did each day. Day 1. On the first day, I focused on flexibility and stretching exercises. I performed 2 sets of various poses, including the pigeon pose, warrior eye, side bend, runner's lunge, and yogi squat. To improve my spinal flexibility, I added the cat pose and cow pose, followed by the pyramid pose and seated forward bend. This routine left my body feeling relaxed yet energized. Day 2. On day 2, I focused on cardio training to boost my heart health and improve my stamina. I started with the 3 to 4 minute warm-up to prepare my muscles and gradually increase my heart rate. This included some light stretching and dynamic movements like arm circles, high knees, and gentle jumping jacks. After warming up, I went for a 4.5 kilometers jog. At first, my pace was slow as I eased into the run, but as I gained momentum, I challenged myself to push harder. The fresh air and rhythm of my steps kept me motivated. Jogging this distance was tough, but I reminded myself to focus on my breathing and maintain a steady pace. To wrap up my workout, I did a 3 to 4 minute cool down to allow my body to recover. I performed gentle stretches to relax my leg muscles and ease any tension. Cooling down was important to prevent soreness and help my body transition back to rest mode. Day 3 was all about combining cardio and core workouts. A perfect mix to build endurance and strengthen my core muscles. I began with a warm-up, starting with arm swings, torso twists, and leg stretches to get my blood flowing. Next, I energized myself with some lively Zumba, dancing my way to fitness while having fun. The upbeat music kept me moving and made the workout exciting. Afterward, I shifted to more intense exercises, like jogging in place and jumping jacks to keep my heart rate elevated. For my core workout, I performed the bird dog to improve my balance and strengthen my lower back. I followed it up with a plank, holding my body steady to engage my core muscles. Then, I did squats to work on my legs and glutes, and finished with the dead bug series, which tested my coordination and abdominal strength. Doing 3 sets of all these exercises was challenging, but I felt stronger and more accomplished by the end. On day 4, I returned to my cardio routine. I started with a 3 to 4 minute warm-up, repeating some light stretches and dynamic movements to prepare my body. Once ready, I set off on another 4.5 kilometers jog. This time, I focused on improving my pace and maintaining proper posture. I paid attention to my breathing, taking deep inhales and steady exhales to keep my energy levels stable. The first half of the run felt easier since my body was getting used to the routine, but towards the end, I pushed myself to finish strong. After the jog, I did a 3 to 4 minute cool down, focusing on stretching my legs, hips, and lower back. This step really helped in preventing muscle stiffness and ensuring I felt refreshed for the next day's workout. For day 5, I followed the same cardio routine, a 3 to 4 minute warm-up, a 4.5 kilometers jog, and a 3 to 4 minute cool down. By this point, I started noticing positive changes. My endurance improved, and I could maintain my pace without feeling as tired. Jogging became more enjoyable, and I felt lighter and more confident with each step. The familiar route allowed me to focus on my thoughts, making the session feel like a mental reset as well. After finishing my run, my cool down included deep stretches targeting my calves, hamstrings, and quads, areas that felt tight after several days of jogging. These stretches helped me recover and prepared me for the following day. On day 6, I repeated my cardio routine once again. After my warm-up, I tackled another 4.5 kilometers jog. At this point, I challenged myself to increase my speed during certain intervals. By alternating between a steady jog and short bursts of faster running, I pushed my endurance even further. This method not only kept my heart rate elevated but also added variety to my workout. Finishing with a proper cool down was crucial. I stretched my muscles carefully, paying extra attention to my hips and calves, which felt sore from the added intensity. Despite the fatigue, I felt proud knowing I had made it this far in my challenge. Finally, on day 7, I completed my last cardio session for the week. After my 3 to 4 minute warm-up, I pushed myself through the familiar 4.5 kilometers jog. This time, I focused less on speed and more on enjoying the journey. I soaked in the surroundings, embraced the rhythm of my breathing, and reflected on how much stronger I felt compared to day 1. Crossing the finish line on my final run was incredibly rewarding. I ended with a satisfying cool down, stretching my tired muscles while appreciating my progress. This 7-day challenge wasn't easy, but it taught me the value of consistency, discipline, and pushing my limits. Each workout played a crucial role in improving my flexibility, strength, and stamina. If you're thinking about starting your own fitness journey, I encourage you to take that first step, no matter how small. Stay patient with yourself, keep moving forward, and most importantly, enjoy the process. Thanks for joining me on this journey, and I hope this inspires you to stay active and healthy.